brothers and sisters of the Pokemon Church of the Pokemon. I said it twice. I'm not excited. We are back. I did not get my 5-hour energy in today. However, I did get not one, but two of the Popeyes Otter Pops Tasty Freezes in before the show tonight. So I am good to go.
You and your Popeyes.
Hey, that Kittens and Knives is here. The heathen has returned. Twice a year, Kittens comes to church, and this is that time of the year. Thank you for coming, Kittens. Oh, man, Joe, it's been hopefully a better week for both of us. I know it's been a bit of a better week for me this week. How about you, sir?
In game, it's definitely been a better week. Out of game, it's still been hectic as all get out. But yeah. So what did you get this week? Let's start off with you since I'm in the middle of a Team Rocket battle.
I don't know. Let me open up the game right now. I did play a little bit. I don't think anything massive happened. I think I got into a raid. I got into a raid with the Puck of the House Paul, and that was cool. As far as I know, thewfproffesor is still kicking and alive in this world, because that's
he was here last week.
He was here last week. He's not here now, so I may have spoke too soon. Maybe aliens got him. I think it's aliens.
It was LGM.
Yeah, LGM. Well, that's an interesting way to do the content update. They did an infographic, but then they teased the infographic in the news preview.
Oh, their own little.
Yeah, I mean that. It's actually an interesting way. It caught my eye, made me stop for a second. Oh, I tell you what I did do this week is I did get Froggy a whole lot and sent out a bunch of gifts, and opened a bunch of gifts, and nobody said gracias.
Well, I mean, there's not a messaging system in the game.
You know, that's not my problem. That's not my. This is why I don't open gifts and send gifts. Nobody cares.
Ironically, the closest thing to a messaging system we have in game is stickers.
Yeah, well, I use my stickers to definitely send messages. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll show you. You get this sticker.
It's kind of age 0-7. I got into Yveltal Raid. Apparently, I did catch a Raichu. I knew about that. I got the Alolan, my little Alolan pony, which that's the only Alolan I really, really like. It's like, I don't know, it's the dumbest looking thing for me, right? It's like, who would have thought that the My Little Ponyta is
Charles's favorite character, favorite Pokemon.
I wouldn't say that. No, I mean, up there. It actually is so. It's not even shiny, right? It's just so different in color. I'm like, you know what? I grew up watching My Little Pony a little bit. I dig it. It's cool. Actually, a lot more caught this week than I would have thought, but nothing special. I got Gumshoe, Young Goose. Oh, you know what? It won't show me my evolutions. I think fill out some Pokédex by doing some evolutions this week, but I don't know.
There you go. So. Here in the chat, Kittens and Civilian on Base both say that they really like the Alolan Ponyta. Big fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know what it is about it, because there's definitely ones in this game like, oh yeah, you're trying too hard.
The cotton candy My Little Ponyta.
That pony does not look like it would melt in the rain. That pony looks like if you did an LGBTQIA plus slur, it would gore you in a heartbeat. That's what it looks like.
Oh, man.
It's like, you don't have to be politically correct. You got to be Ponyta correct.
Yeah, so this week for me, I actually hatched a couple more Riolu. So that was pretty awesome. Apparently, I was super lucky with that event. And then I hatched a new Archon. I think this is only my third Archon that I've ever hatched. So that was pretty exciting.
Nice.
And then I got into a couple of Yveltal Raids, just normal. My son trolled me a little bit because I had him do one of the battles for me. And I'm like, what color is it? He's like, white. I'm like, no, really? Does it have the shiny symbol? He's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean it's white? And he's telling me that the Pokeballs are white because they're the premier balls.
Gotcha.
And so I'm like, come on, kid. Because the shiny Yveltal is white with the red accents instead of being red with black accents. and so I'm like, you trolled me. Getting trolled by an 8-year-old. He didn't actually mean to troll me, but still. He got my hopes up and then dashed
You're
him.
just hammering home that I'm a better dad to your kids, because I would have absolutely taught them to troll you intentionally.
Kittens says it's Yveltal is the bacon bird.
Bacon bird.
He does. He looks like I see the bacon. I do, but the veins almost look more like cabbage to me. So it's like red cabbage.
Is drunken frat boy on spring break fell asleep on the beach. I mean, look how many times you're making them be all angry and stuff. That's just spring break in a Pokemon right there. That's all it is.
Spring break kind of Pokemon.
Yeah. I was disappointed I didn't get a shiny. Only did one raid, but they owed me the previous raids.
I did one raid. Give me a shiny. Uncle Hanky, please.
I mean, you get the filthy casual to do anything. I mean, it takes a little bribery. I'm just saying.
Show me the shiny.
I'm too shy. There, you ask, you got it. So, super effective, my booty. What is up with that?
Did you just say your booty is super effective?
Well, I can't say other things in this show, Joe. So yeah, I was like, I'll take this little punch, this little fireball from this starter first generation fire dude that I can't think of. I'm trying to tap the screen and talk at the same time, and it doesn't always work out for me too well. And I'll just take the little heat blast because I've got a huge Meltan that will melt your face. No, super effective.
Yeah. Fire attacks melt steel beams.
Oh no, they don't. I watched what is that stupid cartoon? There's a new cartoon out on Netflix, animation I guess I should say, that is about conspiracy theories. It is so funny. It's like, Steve, I can't believe you grabbed this napalm grenade or something. We all know, because it's all about shadow governments and how rumors and this and that is hilarious. Well, it's okay, funny. It's not hilarious, but this part made me laugh. It was like, we all know that jet fuel. Oh, no, it's a jet fuel grenade. Yeah. Like, we all know jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. And it was just such a fast joke. It was like, oh, that was great. That was a great joke. Oh, yeah. I liked it.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been making. It's a poor joke, to be completely honest.
I mean, I'm not going to pay for it, but it's all right. So you
I can't risk not getting into heaven with the Mountain Dew. You already told me about that one.
No. You can still get into heaven. There's nothing stopping you from there. All means all, man. Magic underwear and everything. It's you don't get Mountain Dew in your heaven because you tell bad jokes.
Because I tell.
And you try to take over my show. That's I'm just saying. Just saying.
Because I'm the captain now.
Hey, what's strong against fire?
Water.
Water?
Yeah.
But water, I know water's weak against electricity. That's true.
It is true. But I mean, against fire, you could throw dirt on it. Throw a little dirt on it. It's all right. Rub a little dirt in it.
Rub a little dirt on it. Why are you getting into battles when you're supposed to be reading Experiences of the Week from Discord? Joe, I'm getting into a battle because this is not my part of the show to run. You always cut me off and start talking about Discord.
Oh, Discord. This
is why we're the Pokemon Go Pirates, because we just don't do anything right.
But before we get started, I wanted to mention...
flag means casual. That's our show.
Flag means... Oi. It was Kitten's birthday this last week. Happy birthday, Kittens.
Should we aim with another church going segment later as a birthday present?
Go for it. Do the thing.
Because I'm busy.
All right.
I can't do the thing. My one hand that I care to use for the whole entire show is busy playing with Pokemon.
Last week, right as we were wrapping up the show, the thewfproffesor actually posted an experience of the week. Noticed that he had a shiny Cranidos. Good stuff there. And then you know who else had a birthday this last week? Charles. Not me. Yeah, you did. Liar. WF
Was it this last week? I honestly lose track of time. Was it this past week? It's the 21st, whenever that was.
Okay, I guess it was more. It was a week and a half ago. My bad.
Close. Yeah. See, I told you. I tell everybody, Joe doesn't care about me. And like, no, Joe cares about everybody. No. The Thursday right after my birthday that we did a show, he's like, nah. But now, because he wants to bring up a segue to his birthday is Saturday. Happy birthday.
I wasn't even going to mention it at all. Kittens has requested the Whale Lord song for his
Kittens, if
birthday.
you show up more than twice a year, I'll give you what you want. You know, you don't get to be the Easter Sunday kid and request a super prayer request for like healing of cancer or something, man.
He's been on the show at least twice this year.
Yeah,
WF Professor showing off a shiny Lucky Gigalith.
Nice.
Kittens, who again is here alive, showing off the weed naps. The I don't remember what the
that is a drill bird or whatever. Not drill bird. Burmy.
Yeah, Burmy. Yep. Burmy. So what's the significance on this one? Is it good IVs for PvP or something, or?
No, it's shiny or lucky or something, right? Sparkling.
Oh, it is. There's sparkles. You're right. It is shiny. It's just so very much not different that it.
Right.
Oh, man. And then showing off some pretty awesome pulls for the card game. So a golden, I don't know what the actual terms are for, but a golden
Goose.
Full art Cresselia, a Sylveon V. He got a civilian on base card.
I was about to say we can go to the nicknames and change civilian to Sylveon on base. Sylveon base. That's it. I got it.
That's right. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize the Cresselia is shiny. The alt art. That's real nice. And then a rainbow.
It
Leon.
looks like it's got glitter, which makes me go no.
Yeah, they glitter bombed all of it. The rainbow Chunkachu VMAX, a shiny bowler hat Diglett, a shiny Absol, and Postewon Kenobi showing off some new shinies. An Absol, a Curlia, Kangaskhan, Charmander, Hoppip, and a Sandshrew. Terry showing off not one, but two shiny Yveltal. Nice. Kittens would not be shown up, though, so he's got to show off his own shiny Yveltal, the bacon legendary, as he said. And then we've got a shiny Blitzel with the collar, the costumed Blitzel, as well as a Hundo Mindfu. So very, very, very nice.
How do you get Mindfus? Because I'd like some.
You can get them from the research box if you actually did your daily research tasks.
This month? Now?
Yep.
All right, I'm 3 or 4 days in. Oh, crap. Okay. There's only like a day left.
October is Saturday?
It is Saturday. October 1st. It's Saturday, everybody.
So are you saying that during this whole month, you've only done your research tasks 3 or 4 times?
No, I'm pretty sure I opened one box this month.
Well, then maybe you have a Mindfu and you just don't remember.
I'm going to have to go look it up in a minute. I would think I'd remember that because it's not something we see all the time. I don't think it was anything spectacular, but maybe it was done so fast. I don't know. I don't remember seeing a Mindfu this time around.
And then the research breakthrough for next month is Shed Ninja, which we've already had Shed Ninja a few times, and it's meh.
Yeah.
Well, because its gimmick,
Halloween.
Its gimmick doesn't even work on this. So
yeah, it does. Absolutely does. It's Halloween. You forget the phrase is trick or treat. They're giving us the trick, Joe. That's the trick. You ask a question like trick or treat, they get to choose. And Niantic wants to trick us every time.
No, what I'm saying is Shedinja has an ability that only takes damage, and this is only in the main series games. This isn't in Pokemon Go. This is what I'm saying. It's not in Pokemon Go. He has an ability called Wonder Guard that makes it so that he cannot take damage from anything unless it is super effective. So if you
Isn't
don't,
that a song by Tenacious D? Wonder Guard.
sure, I don't know. And so that's the gimmick. We don't have
Get that Krogunk out of here.
We don't have Pokemon abilities in Pokemon Go, so he doesn't have his gimmick in Pokemon Go where he only takes damage from super effective stuff. But there's a bunch of other stuff that they've messed up too. Like, we don't actually have abilities that do 0 damage. Whereas in the main series games, for instance, if you hit a ghost type Pokemon with a normal attack, it literally does nothing.
But didn't we have Frustrate? Was that not a 0? And what's the one with Magikarp? Flop or
Splash?
whatever? Splash? Was that did both of those do actual damage?
We'll get a tiny bit. I think they each do 1 damage.
Okay.
But,
so it wasn't a true 0. Hey, Sylvie on base got it.
And so, Wonder Boy. Ha.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, some of these things just don't translate to how Niantic has set up the battle system in Pokemon Go. And I even saw the other day someone was talking about why don't we have turn-based battles on Pokemon Go like the main series games? And the rumor is, and I haven't been able to substantiate the rumor, but the rumor is that Game Freak, who makes the main series games on behalf of the Pokemon Company, said no. As part of the agreement in letting Niantic make Pokemon Go, they were not allowed to do turn-based games or turn-based battles as part of it. So, interesting caveat to throw in for Niantic. So it might not be Niantic's fault that we don't have turn-based games.
Did you know that Niantic is bringing basically Marvel Go to the table now?
I saw somebody posted that in Discord, right?
I think I posted it on Discord.
Yeah.
Or I may have texted it to you or something. Yeah, when we started this show, I was like, oh, that's a cool mechanic. It's a cool thing. And I was in between Marvel games at the time. Brian and I both were. And then the newest Marvel hit. And it really fired me back up for Marvel mobile games. Like, man, I'd really play a Pokemon Go style Marvel game. I don't know what that looked like, but I really would dig that. And now here we are 6 years later. And yeah, Niantic itself is making a Marvel, I believe it's an AR interactive world game. Don't know how I feel about it, but that's the thing.
Are you gonna give it a try?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, apparently it was posted in Discord according to Kittens. I was trying to look up the link that you sent, but I'm not seeing it.
How do you spell Mindfoo?
Mienfoo.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't have any active in my bag right now. So September 22nd was the first in this run of me doing the daily adventures. I know, because I never leave it just blank, right? I do 1 or 2 days and I forget. So I know I cleared off a whole lot of stuff, especially during Dragon Con. I was doing more because I was sitting in the rooms. So I was doing more Pokemon stuff, and then we had a couple of events. I know I cleared off a Pokemon box this month. But yeah, Marvel World of Heroes, Professor is saying, and launched in 2023. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get. So I don't know why I don't have a mind food. It's okay. Let me see how many I've seen. Oh man, that's stupid. I forget you can't search.
Here, we can talk briefly about that real quick before we we cut to break, since we're running off these rails anyway. But yeah, so I linked in the chat the Niantic's post about
Yeah,
Marvel
okay. The
heroes.
video, I'll go ahead and tell you, the video doesn't tell you anything. It's kind of dumb, especially since they brought Cyclops in there. If there's one thing I hate more than dirty hippie Eevees, it's Cyclops. So
you want to know what's
I'm
ironic?
not even like, you listen to my other show. I'll get triggered.
You want to know what's ironic about that? As a kid, when I watched X-Men, Cyclops was my favorite.
Okay, you know what? You're talking about the '90s X-Men, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was okay, but he's a whiny baby.
In the movies,
never deserved Jean Grey, even in that one. But in the comics, he's more of a. On this show, it'd be called a mean dude. He's just a selfish mean dude in the comics, and he's a little bit more of a whiny baby in the cartoons. But I don't hate I don't hate that version of Cyclops that you like,
the '90s one.
Don't read AVX, which is Avengers versus X-Men. You will hate you will hate Cyclops. He's not the one you love.
Well, my favorite superhero these days is Captain America. So, and he's not in the promo art here. Maybe he's in the video, but he's not in the thumbnail.
No, the thumbnail is Cyclops, Thor, and Doctor Strange, which is I get Doctor Strange because everybody's fan, the magic has gotten everybody's attention. Thor was one of the newest films. Okay, maybe that's why you love with that character. But Cyclops, from a person wearing a t-shirt that makes them look like they have a puka shell necklace on, the heck are you thinking?
You think they go with something that actually did well, like Wolverine?
Or Spider-Man. I'm not a fan of Spider-Man either, but everybody loves Spider-Man. Those, that's what I would have put up.
See, in the '90s, I grew up with the Spider-Man cartoon, the Fox's Spider-Man cartoon, and their X-Men one, which they actually did crossovers between those two cartoons as well.
Yeah.
So, that's what I grew up on as far as superheroes go. Was that right there? That and gargoyles. Love me some gargoyles. Anyway, we're off on a huge tangent. We don't have a lot of information about the new Marvel game. I'm sure that both of us will at least give it a try, assuming that it makes it past beta. I sure hope it will because it's Marvel. This isn't like Settlers of Catan where they're trying to take a board game and make it an AR game.
And it is Niantic, who is the king of IPs when it comes to AR. Although, is Wizarding World still running?
Wizarding World, I believe, closed up shop.
And that was a thing of it. It was about 5 years too late, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think their only games right now, and I could be wrong on this, I think it's Pokemon Go, of course. Ingress is still hanging in there. And then I think Pikmin is still hanging in there. I think that's their lineup right now. I thought Wizarding World closed up shop.
Did you mention Ingress?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So I just looked up Niantic games. Of course, Pokemon Go, Ingress. This is not saying they're working or not working. It's just as a list. Harry Potter Wizards Unite, Ingress Prime, NBA All World, Catan World Explorers, Pikmin Bloom, Pokemon Sleep, which still hasn't hit yet, and Jeopardy Play Show. Is what Google popped up in the top there. Now I'm looking at their products, just see. Hey, first
Wizards Unite was sunset towards the end of, or at least it was announced it was being sunset at the end of last year.
So you know how much I've said they're not a gaming company. You click on their products, and it's listed in this order: Lightship platform,
yep, they're
web AR, then games.
Yeah.
World of Heroes is there. You can actually, I'll go ahead and pre-register for that. NBA All World is pre-register. If you're into basketball, Niantic's doing something there. I'm not. I'm
on NianticLabs.com and I hovered over products. It doesn't mention their games at all. When I hover over their products, it says our products: Lightship, Niantic Wayfarer, product support, and that's the only thing they've got right there on the drop down menu. And so just again, they're not a game company, or I mean they are, but they're not first. They're not a game company first. They're a game company second. They are an AR company first.
Oh, that Peridot that we forgot they mentioned Peridot being something they were going to bring up, which is Pokemon for non-Pokemon people. Basically, is what it looks like. It's cool little alien-like creatures that you'll feed and take care of in the real world. Like I said, Pikmin Bloom, Ingress Prime is some new version of Ingress apparently, and they own Campfire now. Is that?
Yeah, they bought or partnered with Campfire a while back.
So they call it Niantic Campfire.
Oh, maybe they full out bought it.
I don't know. It's weird. Unless it's only a version for them that work. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I should actually download Campfire.
So here's the thing.
Because I've got the Campfire symbol on my thing, and I click on it, but it doesn't. Like, it shows a map of my area, so now everyone knows where I live. But yeah, it doesn't do anything. Like, I don't see any flares or anything like that are popped up.
Yeah. So last week we did a show, and then immediately I basically went out of town, then came back and was doing a lot of work stuff, and it's been a different kind of week. And so we had a question of the week last week that I came up with, and there's only going to be a Reddit response because the Pokemon GO podcast did not launch until about 35 to 45 minutes before showtime tonight.
Oh.
So we may revisit that again, and of course we'll do another question. So we'll read them both next week.
Okay, well then we'll do the discussion next week because there's nothing on on Reddit for it. So for those here live, if you want to get in on the discussion for next week, then here it is. And for those that are listening, as a reminder, the discussion question was, if you were a deity in Pokemon, so in the Pokemon world, what type of deity would you be?
Yeah, what kind of Pokemon would follow you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I like all the Alolans and Gooses. They would definitely follow me. I'm a rock star.
I know.
So, all right,
I know which Pokemon would follow you. Wiglett.
And on that, we're gonna take a break and save that for next week. So we'll be back in just a second because I'm the Captain Dale. All right, let me bring out some music.
You just wait.
You just wait.
I mentioned Wiglett, and you are gonna. I am curious to see your reaction to Wiglett.
Yeah, let's go with this. All right. I'm getting a
Firehouse Subs commercial.
Oh, no, I love Firehouse Subs. I love Firehouse Subs. I got Hardee's. I got the crap commercial.
Man, on Saturday, maybe
I'll tell you.
I should stop by and get my free Firehouse Sub for my birthday.
Yeah, dude. Yes, you should. I really do love Firehouse Subs. And it has, to me, I mean, food and what you do for a living have nothing to do with each other. And yeah, they do support local firehouses, and if you round up, they will donate to the community with the emergency responders, and they're very documented on that, and that's great. But the food is solid. I really like the sandwiches.
My boys like their sandwiches too.
Man, steamed meats are something else, I tell you. All right, here comes the marker. Here comes, is it this one? It's that one.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land.
This episode brought to you by Lycan Solomon's Odyssey. If you'd like to be a part of that, go to patreon.com/hyphen-studios, where I am waiting for my concert money to come in so I can. I'll probably go ahead and donate and then just replace it with the concert money. So yeah, I don't have my jersey on today. It was just, I actually got home about 6:30 tonight, so it's just enough time to grab dinner and come down to the studio and get ready for the show. So I didn't think to grab my jersey, but 100%, man, we are 100% funded on Patreon and then some. I'm very excited. That happened last week, and I was gone over the weekend, and I saw it happen, and instantly messaged Dennis and said, "I told you, man. Told you, don't sweat it." we Hivehead Dennis is not the one. Hivehead Studios.
Hivehead Dennis.
Tell you, typing and talking is not my strong suit. I went to Patreon. Come on, man, not Patreon. Kickstarter. Kickstarter.com/Hivehead Studios.
Can't you just go to hiveheadstudios.com?
Yeah, that probably would have been the stupidest thing to do.
Yeah, you go to hiveheadstudios.com and you can just click on the link to the Kickstarter from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and back it because I'm running out of days to get it done. I've got the money.
Yeah, because it closes up here in like a week, doesn't it?
3 days. You've got 3 days to be a part of this thing.
So if you're listening to the podcast, it's done. It's over.
Friday, Saturday. No, if you're listening to the podcast on Saturday, you've got it's Sunday, October the 2nd at 10 p.m. Eastern. So, and it is funded. So we reached our goal, and the goal was a little bit higher this time. 166 backers so far. It's awesome. And I'm trying to see if we're in the stretch goals now or not.
Yeah,
but he and I, if you do go to Patreon, if you don't want to, if you're like, well, I don't really do Kickstarter, or maybe I missed a target, go to patreon.com/Hivehead Studios. You'll hear me and Dennis talking about this book once a week. Well, we do it once a month, but we record all of it at one time. Insights on how it was done, marketing, the promotions at cons that are going on right now that he's doing. One of the last ones we did, actually looked at other people's Kickstarters and came up with new ideas for the next stuff. You will not see my face listed because I'm not a writer or editor, but I am the executive producer of the book and got listening credit. So yeah, he got
and
me.
You die in it.
And I died. Oh, I'm gonna die in all of them, by the way.
he's gonna support enough that he dies in every book.
I am. I am indeed. So
and I think Tony said he's dying in this next one too.
Yeah, Tony rides my coattails everywhere, Joe. Don't you know this? Tony cannot let me just have a thing. And I came in strong last year. You're with me last year. And I was like, man, I'm really pushing hard. And I scraped up my pennies and I got it. I got the goal and put it down so I get my jersey and my death page. And then here comes Tony right behind me.
I don't know. Tony was confirmed snapped by Thanos. Were you confirmed snapped by Thanos?
He should have stayed snapped, in my opinion. I know it's a controversial opinion, but that's the one I have, Tony. Tony didn't even listen to this show, Tony.
Tony P. Henderson. We know him from Dragon Con. That's where I know him from.
Yeah. Tony's my partner in the con mods, and we've been around together for a long time. Actually, we'll go see him. I'm going to Orlando. Looks like on the 10th, so I'm gonna see him in 2 weeks, a week and a half.
Should we get this train back on the rails? We've been off the rails so much tonight.
Joe, where we're going, we don't need rails.
Oh, it's the crazy train.
So go give money to Dennis. Be a part of this book. It's awesome. Get cosmic with our new Evolving Stars event.
Yes.
And that is very much a corporate logo of a business I probably wouldn't go visit. What are you doing, Pokemon Company?
Oh, Cosmog.
Cosmoem.
Well, Cosmog, the one you see there is his evolution, Cosmoem.
You know, Cosmog is the space booger. Again, what are you doing, Niantic? I mean, you call it lung cell. You can call it all kind of stuff that is just not
the space booger
right.
cheerleader.
Yeah, Cosmoem very much looks like a corporate religious symbol. That's what it looks like.
It looks like it should be on
light logo.
It looks like it should be on a necklace, like.
Right, it's like, oh my god, my Cosmom put my chakras in line, and I'm a Virgo.
It's a necklace form of a mood ring.
That's spot on right there, buddy.
Oh, that's Cosmom.
Whew, Mega Gyarados looks like a monster. I love it.
Yeah,
like
he's beefy. I like him big. I like him chunky.
So Evolving Stars, let's give them the details. Wednesday, October the 5th to Tuesday, October 11th. Follow Cosmog's story through the Season of Light, special research, and then basically you'll be able to evolve Cosmoem.
Cosmog
Trainers
into Cosmoem.
by using 25 candies. Don't worry about evolving your only Cosmog. Rumor has it that trainers will have the opportunity to encounter additional Cosmog in the future. Okay, no, duh. The only thing you don't let us encounter in the future is like the 3 legendaries that you just threw away into the bin on your Windows 10 or Windows XP, desktop, dude.
Well, like Mew, we've only got what 2 of them, and Celebi, we've got 2 of them, and some of the mythical they've cut us down on, but apparently we're going to get more Cosmog, which also makes sense because Cosmog, I think, if I remember correctly, Cosmog has a split evolution as well. So it evolves into, yeah, it does. So Cosmog evolves into Cosmoem, that then evolves into either Sol Galeo or Lunala. So they would need to at least give us 2. So.
Yeah. They're always gonna do more. Even I'll be honest with you, man, the unknowns, even the shiny unknowns, which I don't have one yet, and that's fine. It's like, okay, unknowns are so rare that when Chris Wisdom, who may or may not still listen, I don't know. I know he says his headlines from time to time. But when Chris found one at a Walmart, it was a huge deal for all of us. We lost our minds. And we reported on the show. We got all excited. Now it's like, well, every event has them, and that's okay. It's cool. I'm glad they're out there. I'm glad. But you will get more Cosmogs soon. Now, will they be the new Rattatas of the game? I honestly hope not. But this is not news that we'll get more. Honestly, the Mega Gyarados raid on Saturday, October 8th is pretty cool. Wild encounters, of course, we're getting more into Halloween, so you're going to see more Haunters, Duskulls, Litwicks. Dynamo is an interesting choice for them to throw in here. I'll take it.
Well, it's the season of light, and so Dynamo, if I'm...
Oh, he's like based off the neon, right?
Yeah,
the neon fish?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So.
I gotcha. All right, so then everything else. Xerneas is coming back as well as Yveltal. And yeah, I mean it's cool. I mean it's stuff to do. I don't mean to sound dismissive of it. There's nothing that makes you go, oh my god. But I mean, to be fair, I've been busy. So, unless it's like a oh my god moment, like the final wrap up from Go Fest. That was like, oh no, I got to make sure this happens because I need to. But then Community Day, it worked out that I could do it. But Joe, he is his brother's keeper, man. Joe definitely comes in and reminds me every Community Day, hey man, Community Day is starting. And sometimes I do it, and sometimes I don't. And that's just me. But there is a graphic to go along with this, Joe, on the Self Road.
There sure is.
Honestly, Cosmog looks better than Cosmoem. It just does. Vibrance of color and everything.
The space booger looks better than the mood necklace.
There's your title, everybody. Thank you. Come again.
Oh man, but yeah, this just shows exactly what we were talking about. I didn't notice this before, but the person who made this, he put his own little avatar image in the O on Pokemon Go. I never
look at that.
I never saw that before. That's funny. I like it.
And G47 Onyx. So at the bottom it says, yeah, I'm G47. It looks like IX exclamation point. Which I'm sure is Roman numerals. Yeah. G40. I don't know.
G47 9.
I don't know. But
it's
the user who posted
it's probably
this,
Gaddix, to be honest.
Yeah, so I was thinking more elite speed.
I'm Gaddix.
And the user who posted this is G47 Onyx. So, and it is the same one. It's the same logo. So, who knows? But I like it. Tag yourself more. Promote yourself. Absolutely. But what do you see here, Joe? What jumps out at you?
Well, shiny Eevee's going to be part of it. It's not going to have a flower crown, so you might actually maybe keep some of these.
I hope you just get the stalest ramen noodles for your birthday.
The stalest ramen noodle. Oh man,
That's my curse on you, sir, for bringing that crap up.
You asked what jumped out to me. Now I'm gonna call Eevee stale ramen noodles. That's the new nickname.
All right. Well, you know what jumps out at me? Not your face. I don't know. That was supposed to be better. It wasn't. Here's another infographic. That is, of course, if you're watching live, you can get the links and look at it yourself. If you're listening to the podcast, we do link everything in our show notes. So right there on Spotify or Anchor or wherever you find your podcast, you should be able to touch the links and use them depending on which app you're using to listen to the show. Or you can go to Pokemon GO Podcast.com. And the links are there because this is an infographic heavy episode and they're all done by different people and they all look pretty good. We still don't know what's coming at the end of this month, huh? For Mega Raids. According to graphics, still got a question mark.
Oh yeah, you're right for the Mega Raids. I was like, all the raids are, yeah, you're right for the Mega Raids, yes. But for everything else, I mean, is anyone surprised to bringing back Giratina for October? I think we've had Giratina for the Halloween Legendary Raid for the past 2 or 3 years now. And then, of course, we've still got Yveltal, at least until the 8th. And then we're going to have Xerneas after that. And then it'll be Giratina. And then in the Megas, we've got Mega Lopunny and Mega Manectric. And then...
That's Manectric.
And then, like you said, we don't know the end of October, the Mega there. We've already had Mega Gengar. If we didn't have Mega Gengar already, I'd be wondering. So now I'm gonna have to do a quick Mega Ghost type Pokemon. What do we got that can be Mega? That's a Ghost type Pokemon.
Scrooge.
Oh, wait, can Banette? Yes, Mega Banette is a possibility. That's what I'm guessing. That's my guess. It's gonna be Mega Banette. So
I can live with that.
But
I think the Mummy would be probably a stronger choice for a Mega.
Oh, Configreasers?
Yep. No. That's the sarcophagus one. The actual mummy, dummy.
Mummy dummy?
You're not really dummy. I just thought it'd be funny sounding. Yeah, no, the mummy. I actually got a shiny one of
Dusk
them.
Noir?
That's it.
I'm not sure if he can be Mega, can he? No, he does not have a Mega form.
Well, you see where I'm going though. His evolution actually gets bigger, so that to me it seems like it'd make more sense if they did. But if they don't have a Mega of him, then that won't work anyway.
Yeah. So my money's on Mega Banette, but yeah. Anyway, so we're doing that. There is a Halloween event that's going to run from October 20th to November 1st. We do have some info on the Spooktober stuff. And they have announced some of the October content as well, like you said, with their own infographic. So yeah, good stuff. But yeah, Spooktober, the infographic that we have here in our show notes for Spooktober is again from the Gadix. And actually, there we go. Right there, they have in the shadow Mega Banette. So I don't know if it's officially been announced. I haven't seen anything. Maybe that's just popular opinion that it's going to be Mega Banette.
Maybe, because that is a very definitive shadow on this one, but the other infographic just had question marks.
Yeah,
and it's a good prediction, Joe. I mean, you're in good company there. Apparently, Community Day, of course, is Litwick, which will be cool. I'm not gonna say it, Joe. You can't make me. Safari Zone's gonna have a fish, whatever.
Safari fish.
Honestly, at this time of the year, I just kind of get tired. It's like, okay, we got a lot of. I would love a mega Banette. That'd be cool. I'm liking that we're gonna do Litwick on October 15th. That'll be cool as well. Then November we'll get some stuff, and then you know what December is, right? Cold.
December,
but also is
the
every community day ever
where nothing happens at work because the people that you need to progress in your projects are all taking their PTO because they didn't take it throughout the year, and they're trying to get rid of it before they lose it. That's what December is for me. You don't have that problem because
I do not have that problem, Joe. I don't have to wait on people to do projects. If they call out, guess who's doing stuff? Me. So yeah. Now this next one is Mark Spoiler. So I'm really just going to ask you straight up. Do you think this new Gen 9 Pokemon stuff is now that looks like it's from the game you're playing on the Switch?
Yeah, so
Arceus.
This is going to be, it's Gen 9. It's not coming directly to Pokemon Go just yet. This is a Pokemon that has been previewed that will be in the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon games. I can't remember when those are actually coming out, but if I had to guess, it would be in November because they seem to always roll stuff out right before the Christmas season. But this Pokemon is named Wiglett. Now click that spoiler button and take a look at it.
Oh, I did.
I wanted to get your opinion on Wiglett.
I really hope you get all the stale Cheerios for your birthday breakfast this weekend.
I'm getting stale Cheerios and stale ramen.
And both are fixed with milk that's just one day past its date. So it's not totally spoiled, but something's a little off. Something's a little off about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I said you're going to have stale ramen and a little off milk. So
the WF Professor says the release date for Scarlet and Violet is November 18th. So yeah, that they always they usually release a game in November before the Christmas season. So I am unsurprised. So, but yeah, so Wiglett, for those that are listening on the podcast, you should go out and Google Wiglett, but basically take Diglett and make him an albino and try to pull him out of the ground, but he just keeps coming up, and that's what he looks like. It's the tapeworm Diglett.
Yeah. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. We don't have the ratings for it. Okay, so there's a trick for improving catch rate.
Well,
right?
a possible trick. It hasn't been confirmed that this actually works. But months and months ago, people had compiled a list, or had compiled some data suggesting that for raids, the further you go, the more balls you use, the higher the catch rate becomes. And so so for raids, the more premier balls you use, the higher the catch rate. And that's why it seems like there's a lot of people like, oh, I caught it on the last ball. Yeah, woo. And things like that. And so that's where this theory comes from. And this is just one person's experience with it, and clicking on the video doesn't actually help much because there's, at least unless you speak, I think it's Japanese. Actually, yeah, that is Japanese. I recognize some of the characters in their Twitter post. That's
a cool bird, though.
That's the Galarian Zapdos.
Yeah.
And so,
that's a scary bird.
And so
that's a Velociraptor is what that is.
It's fighting electric. It's not a flying type. But anyway, so what they do in the video is they actually intentionally throw, I think it's 9 balls. I'd have to actually sit there and count. and Kittens is the one that reminded me of that, says statistically you have the best chance on ball 10. So they intentionally throw 9 balls, I think it is, on the ground.
Yeah.
And then they hit it on the 10th ball, hoping to increase the rate on the Galarian bird. Because the Galarian birds have just been running from everybody. So you could throw a golden raspberry at it, throw an ultra ball at it, and it's the chances of catching them are pretty slim, and the chances of finding them are pretty slim. And so getting the Galarian birds has been a headache for a lot of people. But yeah, so this may or may not work. Waste 9 balls at your own discretion. I'm sure that the Sylph Road will continue to research this to see if there's any validity to this statement. But yeah.
I hope so, yeah. So interestingly enough, they did 9 balls, then did a berry, then 10, now 11, now 12. And I'm waiting for him to do something. So he did a berry after 9, then threw 3 more to make it 12, and now he's doing a spin shot, trying to get it down to excellent, and
Okay,
got
so
the excellent
you counted
throw.
them, so it was more than the 9.
Yeah,
okay.
I counted up, but it was 9, then the berry, then 3 more, which I don't know if that matters, but it looks like they dumped 12 balls and got the catch first time on an excellent throw. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to require. I do hope Sylph Road really grabs this and does their self study on it.
Yeah. Well, so the study that they did for the raid bosses said that wild encounters most likely don't get this bonus. But I don't know how well they've actually tested to see if wild encounters get this bonus. And so it might work, it might not, but with how much they run away, I'll take any little bump in statistics that I can get. So I'll probably give this a try next time I see a Galarian bird. So
yeah. When's the last time you saw a Galarian of this level?
A Galarian bird. It's been 4 weeks, I think, since I've seen one. I've caught one, and I've had one run away. So
I don't think I've seen any of the Galarian birds, but that's not saying much because everybody knows my play style.
Yeah. Well, and with these, they only come from the adventure incense, and the adventure incense only works if you're moving. And another thing, real quick, while we're talking about adventure incense, so I still have the quest line where you have to use the daily incense to catch 100 Pokemon. If you catch a Pokemon from the adventure incense with your Go Plus or your Gacha, it does not add to this counter. And I didn't realize that until the other week. And I was like, why is this not going up? I've caught way more. It says 27 right now. I've caught way more than that because I usually use it while I'm driving. And so while I'm driving, I'm just using the Pokemon Go Plus. And so, yeah, come to find out, it only tallies them up if you manually catch them. It does not tally them up for this quest line if you catch them with the Gacha or the Go Plus. So,
well, I mean, it's their game. Fair enough.
Niantic.
Niantic.
Yeah, the WFProfessor says, I did not realize that. Mine only says 2 caught, but I caught 12 earlier today with their Gacha or Go Plus. Says that's annoying. And then we got a first-time chat here from Crispy Socks. Says, I got the Galarian Moltres. I was so nervous when it popped up. My hand was shaking and got saved by a critical catch.
Good job.
Best time to get a critical catch. Congratulations.
Yeah, no kidding. Dude, okay, so that was my first critical catch ever. Is at the very first Go Fest. That was the train wreck, right? And I'm just tired. I'm down. I didn't catch any new stuff because the game wasn't working. Blah blah blah. We leave the park. We're across the street. I'm with Zukari and Barry, and there was a Heracross or something that was regional that they brought to the fest, right? Maybe not Heracross, that's probably before Heracross, but there was something that was special. I'm like, oh, okay, I can catch this. And I threw the ball, and all of a sudden it did 3 stars. I'm like, I was so tired. And so still kind of new to the game because, filthy casual. We're 6 years in. I'm still new to the game, Joe. I have to ask you, wait, what do we do on this thing? I forget how to do this. But Zukari's like flipping out and going, man, that's it. That's a critical catch you got. And that made my day. Made my day, man. Is that I saw the one thing that was going to be hard to catch show up for me, and I caught it. It was really cool. So congratulations, Crispy Socks. I understand that. I understand the feeling there. But I've got this button that by contract I have to hit.
Hey, Joe, what time is it?
It is time for random trivia. And this week, since my prediction is that we are going to get the Mega Banette at the end of next month, I'm going to talk about Shuppet. Shuppet is the puppet Pokemon and evolves into Banette, which is the marionette Pokemon. They are both ghost-type Pokemon. Shuppet's Pokedex entry says that Shuppet is attracted by feelings of jealousy and vindictiveness. If someone develops strong feelings of vengeance, this Pokemon will appear in a swarm and line up beneath the eaves of that person's home. Man, they would be very attracted to my oldest son. He is very vindictive. Shuppet, the name is a combination of shadow and puppet, and the design is based off of a Japanese paper doll resembling a ghost. So yeah, it looks kind of like a hand puppet. But yeah, Shuppet, and its evolution Banette, which again I'm thinking that Mega Banette will be coming at the end of next month. But Banette's Pokedex entry says that a cursed energy permeated the stuffing of a discarded and forgotten plush doll, giving it new life as Banette. The Pokemon's energy would escape if it were to ever open its mouth. So the Pokemon is actually inside of the doll, I guess, because it said its energy would escape.
Because how do you go from ghost, ghosting, feeding off emotions to, oh, it's a doll possessed by a spirit? I mean, that's not an evolution.
So Banette is based off of the idea of a haunted doll. So it's,
very Japanese, very Asian.
Chucky.
There, yeah.
Voodoo doll.
You can't even bring. No, man. The Asian culture has way more scarier dolls than Chucky. Chucky, you just laugh at him, kick one good time, he'll fly across the room.
Yes, kids. We're talking about the Rugrats character Chucky.
Oh no.
Banette is a combination of Bane and Marionette. So yeah. So and then one of the other versions of the Japanese version of Banette is actually Geppetta, and so it might be a reference to Geppetto because of the story of the puppet that came to life. But this is a very dark version of that story, I guess.
Man, the photo, the graphic of Banette in the anime, that's very disturbing. It's a puppet ghost playing with puppet voodoo dolls of other Pokemon is what it looks like.
Oh, Banette. Yeah, that is a bit creepy.
Banette.
But then again, it's supposed to be. So, like we said, the anime and the games don't really dive into the monster aspect of pocket monsters Pokemon. but the lore behind it and the manga definitely dive into the monster aspect of it.
The version of Mega Banette in the Pokemon Adventures manga is that's a monster, all right. I like it. This is where they need to release a Detective Pikachu Halloween special so we can see these things and that level of graphic. Right? That's what I loved the most about Detective Pikachu. Well, okay, first it was really Ryan Reynolds, but then the second part was just the graphics that they poured into that movie. It was amazing. It's like, okay, if this was my only Pokemon experience ever, I'd especially if I was younger, I'd be the biggest Pokemon fan because that was amazing.
It was a quality movie.
Yeah,
very much so.
All right. Is that everything on the trivia?
Yep.
All right, man. Is that time? So you can give us a speak pipe. We didn't have one this week.
Well, so
because
apparently the website was down a little bit. Devo site was gonna record something, but
it was down a little bit. We did have that hiccup this week. We had to fix that. That was a weird hiccup. I'll talk about it in the Patreon post here in a minute. Then there was it doesn't help that I wasn't able to get the show out until this afternoon. If we gotten it out on time, a lot of times it gives people, oh yeah, I want to call in, and they'll remember to do it. So we'll get some more shoot pipes. So that's over on Pokemon GO Podcast.com, which is good for another 2 years. It has a speak pipe tab. Reddit's r/Pokemon GO Podcast. Twitter's at Pokemon GO Pod. Twitch.tv is what we'll get back to in a second. YouTube is Pokemon GO Podcast, and TikTok is at Pokemon GO Podcast. You know what I need to do? I really just need to give Sylveon Base access to that channel directly and let him just go whole ham. Do your thing, man, because waiting on me is death right now. But if you would like to hear your name be called out like these other people, join us Thursday nights live at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Pokemon GO Podcast. Just come and bookmark it and get the notifications. Like and subscribe, everybody. And man, week after week after week, Alice Idra is coming in and not commenting. I would love to have you comment. You're awesome. Anna Banana 10 here, sort of geekdom, bot. Athena San, Commander Root, better in a sort of geekdom. Crispy Socks _ welcome in. Glad to have you. It's Jamal, Colorado. That is a great name because I know it's Jamal in Colorado. There we go. Kittens and Knives, Mr. Tamarine 19U, Squishy Twitchy. Stream Ellen. Hey, I sent the Squish at least one, if not two gifts this time around. The thewfproffesor and Valentina Alcaraz here, and Violet's TV, just in case you're not a bot, Violet's. So welcome everybody. Thank you for coming in. Squid said, hey Squid, I don't know if you heard it. I'm gonna play it again. Squid just came in. We actually use this one tonight, Squid.
Hey Joe, what time is it?
That Squid is a beast. Asking what time it was, and he did that earlier, and we listened, and we told him what time it was. We said it's 9:01, dude. You're late. But no, I'm just kidding. So yeah, check us out every week. Joe, where can they find you on the web?
They can find me on Twitter at Joseph_Ard. What about you, Charles?
I just love the honesty of people and Crispy in here. Just throwing things out. It just made me laugh. It was great. You can find me Rock Out of Podcasting all across social media. We are One EMS across social media. Also, just got all choked up.
He's getting attacked by Shuppet.
It looks like I'll be at EMS World in next week, in Orlando. And then I'll be at the Georgia EMS Association conference at Jekyll Island at the end of October. And there, One EMS will be very, I'm very excited to say we're going to be featured. We're partnering with that conference this year. I want to help do some Dragon Con level recording and yeah, well, not Dragon Con level, dude. We're going to record 3 sessions for them. And I told them about Dragon Con, what we do. So we're gonna have a nice big booth right in the middle of the hall. It's gonna be awesome. So there is all that. Tune in next week to I don't even want to prep it, but I've done it for 600 episodes now. I know it's gonna be trouble. Tune in next week to hear Joe say,
"Prepare for trouble."
You just swapped it on the fly. No, I know. I just saw this look.
Make it double
on his face. Oh God, no. So